Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some new perfumes in my collection and also some new favorites, so things I'm just really into. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about these fragrances. So many of them I really love. There are some new ones that I bought. I feel like it's been a while since I've really bought quite a few perfumes and I can't wait to share them with you. So let's just get into it. I'm going to start off with all of the new stuff first. I'm also going to share some of the stuff that I've been revisiting the most lately, so that'll be in here. I love how I just said I'm going to start the video right off and then I'm telling you what I'm going to talk about, but I also have a few body care stuff. So anyway, let's just actually get into it. First off, this is one of my new loves, you guys. This just released from Atelier Libre d'Orange. I freaking am obsessed with it. This is Sous le Pont Mirabeau. Maybe that's kind of good. Anyway, this is the newest launch from Atelier Libre d'Orange and I am so into it. I got this sent to me from Twisted Lily, but I did pick it out based off of notes. I was so hoping this would be right for me because as much as I love I Am Trash from this brand, I also love Fat Electrician. That one's really good as well. I've smelled quite a few of the perfumes and they definitely get that niche award in terms of some unique experiences. You know what I'm saying? At least to my nose. And so I was a little nervous going into this, but I can say with so much confidence that I'm obsessed with this scent. Now this kind of falls more in line with that kind of spa vibe I've been on lately, that kind of uplifting, kind of aromatic thing, and this one is just a really beautiful scent. I get a lot of woods coming off of this. It has a very woody base. There's cedar and sandalwood in here, but I also get the musks that are in here, so I feel like overall that carries a lot of this fragrance. But then in the top there's a little bit of bergamot. It gives it a little bit of lift. There's also some pink pepper and you do smell that little bit of spiciness, and then I feel like kind of wafting through all of that there are some kind of aquatic notes, kind of honestly almost a little bit like the sea. It's supposed to be based off the river, but I feel like I get a little bit of saltiness almost from the water. And then there's a fig accord in here as well, which I definitely love. Again, it's very light. I really pick up on those woods though. This is just a chic fragrance to me. There's something about it that's so airy and uplifting in a way that still feels really grounded to me. I love a woody scent, so I really love the way the woods are in here because it's still lightweight but still impactful. That tiny bit of fig is so great, and I feel like it offsets this from being too aquatic for me. I feel like if you like Skylar's Pink Canyon, this reminds me very much of that. They're not the same scent, don't get me wrong, but if you like something like Pink Canyon from Skylar, this is definitely one you should try out because I feel like they're very similar. I almost get that same kind of forest or woods meets the sea kind of feeling from this. You get that woodiness, but you also get the water, and it is just so beautiful, so easy to wear also for high heat. This one's so nice. You can tell I've been going in on this bottle. I will say I don't get tons of longevity on it. I do get a little anosmic to this scent, so there's a little bit of that going on because when I spray it I don't smell it too much after, but my husband did. The first time I got this I sprayed it all on, and then a couple hours later my husband came home and he was like, oh my gosh, what's that smell? And I knew that was a good sign because that's how he was with Valleja. And so I was like, oh, it's this new fragrance, so excited to show him. And he got more of almost a watermelon candy, which I thought was so interesting because this isn't really sweet. There's vanilla in here, but it doesn't really have a sweetness to it. But I also can totally see this kind of, almost the way this comes off a little watery. I feel like it could almost be the watermelon rind, kind of toward the end there. There's not that much greenery necessarily. I mean, that fig can kind of give that, but I could see almost this kind of deconstructed watermelon something going on, but in a good way, because I don't really love watermelon scents, but I just thought I'd throw that in here because I thought that was interesting. This is just really good, you guys. Definitely a nice easy reach, and I feel like lately I've really been appreciating an easy reach fragrance because as much as I love something complex, as much as I love something I've never smelled before, all that stuff, when you just want to smell good, you gotta go. You want other people to like your scent. I just have been noticing when I wear scents that aren't maybe as complex or as different, I get compliments, and as much as that kind of doesn't matter, it does feel good that other people like your scent. I don't really want to be someone that's going out and people are questioning what's going on there, you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I still will wear those ones. I've just been appreciating something that, I don't want to say this is simple because I think it's just really beautiful and still has complexity, but something that is a little bit lighter weight. And that brings me into, as much as I go anosmic to this, I don't feel like I get a ton of wear time still on it. So that's the only thing, but I like something a little bit lightweight, and so I don't really mind that. I just respray myself. I definitely think this is one that you should give a try. I don't know if I mentioned this. This was sent to me from Twisted Lily, so it is available on the site. I think it just launched yesterday or like a couple days ago, so I will leave my code down below. You can always use my code LMB10 for 10% off on Twisted Lily, and you could sample this if you want. They do a really good job of samples over there as well, so freaking excited about this. Definitely one of my faves, and one that's going to get a ton of use for summer, and it makes me want to revisit I Am Trash because I haven't used that in a little bit, and I just feel like that one also is such an easy reach kind of fragrance, and I've just been loving that. I've really been loving it. So good if you want kind of a relaxing spa scent, something kind of chic, but it's very unisex too. I know I keep going off, but even my friend Liam, who he's not really into scents, only because of me. He'll like come over and we'll do a whole scent party every time, but he really loved this one for himself, and just in general, it's like his favorite scent he's ever smelled from all my collection. So yeah, I think it's going to be a very universally loved one. I think a lot of people could like it. Very mass appealing, which I was a little bit surprised, and in a good way. I really love this one, and I definitely think you should check it out. All right, moving on. I'm going to talk about two that I picked up recently. I bought this one myself. This is Acro's Bake, and I was so excited to smell this because the notes on here are like lemon peel, whipped cream. It was like very gourmand, and I've already smelled a ton of the fragrances. Well, I've smelled all the fragrances from Acro, and I overall really just enjoy the house's creativity and kind of their perspective in a way. So I had a feeling this was going to go all out when it came to this kind of gourmand, and it did not disappoint. This has a very strong opening of like a lemon note. Ooh, it's really good. It almost smells like a lemon shot, like the way the lemon is to me anyway in that opening, but I find that dies down pretty quickly, and then you get this really rich, beautiful vanilla. I think there's rum in here as well, and it gets to this like delicious cupcake, like lemon cupcake with a really rich icing, like a really rich vanilla icing going on. Ooh, it is beautiful, and I love that lemon in here. I think it gives it a little bit of brightness. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love for them to create just like a straight up vanilla. I'm waiting for it. That would be amazing. But because that lemon kind of has this burst of joy at the beginning and then kind of dies down throughout my wear, by the end I really get only a very soft lemon, and then the rest of it is just that really rich, full-bodied vanilla, which I love. It reminds me in that kind of dry down of something more like Tahota or something more like Love and Crime almost as well, which that one also has some citruses in there, but that also has some spice, and this doesn't have any of the spice. So I am really into this fragrance. I think it's really great, and it got me to buy it when I went in store, so I am so excited. It's my first Acro. I really want to get a Wake. I want to put them together. I think that would be an interesting combination, but definitely want to check out for any of you who are true gourmand lovers. You want that like dense, rich, you know, you need a palate cleanse after kind of gourmand. That is what this is, and I'm really into it. So check this one out if you're into like a lemon cupcake with a really rich vanilla frosting. You will like this a lot. I feel like also if you're into Unknown Pleasures, I think that's what it is, from Kerosene. I didn't love that one because the lemon in there is just a little too much for me, and I feel like this is the version of that perfume that I like a little bit more, like actually want to wear and put on. So just trying to give you some comparisons for what you might know out there. And I bought that one from Lucky Scent, but if it's on Twisted Lily's website, I'll link it there because I have the code there. But the other perfume, I'm so excited. They introduced this to me at Scent Bar, which is owned and like a part of Lucky Scent, is Bianco Latte, and oh my gosh, this is so good. I ordered this just on the site because they didn't have it in store, and this is just like a lightweight kind of powdery vanilla to me. It's very airy, which I like. It has a nice sweetness to it. It's verging on a little bit of that kind of like doll head, but not too much. It's not too pink sugar, or I just smelled Vaniglia, I think it is, and I don't think I'm into that, guys, but this to me is like a better version of that, like a lighter version that doesn't go to what I feel like is fake sweet, like literally fake sweetener sweet type of thing. This has caramel, coumarin, honey, some vanilla, and musk, so it's kind of simple. I feel like overall it's pretty linear, and I'm happy the coumarin doesn't like go weird on me, or the honey too. So I'm very happy to add this to my collection. Definitely just a nice, pretty straightforward vanilla, but a little bit different. It's not as rich in the ways that, like, again, Tahoda is from Indult, or Love and Crime is, or I'm trying to think of what other vanillas I have, or what this would be similar. I feel like I would say it's more of like an airy, powdery, sugary vanilla overall to me, and it's very, very nice. More of like a summer vanilla, I feel like. I thought I would just mention really fast too with Acro's Bake that there is almost this like slight cologne-iness to this. It's very little, but it reminds me of commodity paper that's like in here, like mixed in, and I freaking love that as well. I guess I'll finish it off. It's not the last gourmand, but the last gourmand that I've purchased, and this one is from it's not Sniff, it's like Sniff's other brand. It's like their secret menu brand. What is it called? I think it just is from their secret menu line, but this is called Crumb Couture, and this was inspired by like a flaky croissant with some jam, like berry jam. And when I tell you this is like a realistic, again, very dense gourmand, or like realistic food scent, it is so good though, and still really wearable, which I find so interesting and amazing. Oh my gosh, it smells like bread. Like, it really does smell like that sweet croissant. I think of like a nice freshly baked croissant that's flaky, a little bit buttery, but also has those like bigger sugar crystals on it. That's what I get from this. So it has that sweetness when it touches your lips, like, but overall it still has that like heartiness of bread, but this somehow still has an airiness about it, still has something lightweight about it, which I think makes it, again, a little bit more wearable. And it also reminds me of, in some ways, Zadig and Voltaire. This is her, but with a bread note. With a bread note, and maybe not as fresh. I get a little bit of freshness from that one, and I don't necessarily get that from this, but I don't pick up any of the berry jam, any of that. That's not coming through to me. I really get like a plain croissant, if anything, with that like glazed sweetness, some bigger sugar crystals, again, that flaky buttery dough. So amazing, such a good one. Again, if you're into those really dense gourmands, or really realistic, or more photorealistic food scents, I think you're gonna really like this. But it's one that's actually wearable. Like, I definitely will still wear this. I like, again, went in on this one, so I have a little bit of a dent going on, but for $65, which is what the Sniff perfumes are, I'm not trying to say that's cheap. Like, $65 is still $65, but compared to some of these more expensive scents that are niche and whatnot, I think this is a really awesome one, and I'm very, very happy I picked this one up. I'm super excited to see what else the secret menu line has to offer from Sniff, but I also feel like Sniff just keeps coming out with stuff. Like, they have a lot. So if you're interested in scents like this, or just kind of want to see what's going on, I definitely suggest following them on social media or getting their emails, because that's how I found out about this. And I feel like their stuff sells out pretty fast. So yeah, I'm very, very happy I picked this one up. Definitely one to check out. I really, really love it. All right, I have a few other perfumes that were sent to me. I am so happy to say Boardwalk Delight from Skylar is now in a full-size bottle. You guys, we can actually spray it on our skin. I had the rollerball because I'm a part of the scent club. If you guys don't know, Skylar does a scent club every single month, which I have some of the rollerball, so I'll talk about those too. And Boardwalk Delight was one of their months last year. I think it was either June or July of last year when it came out, and it was so popular. Like, it sold out so much. It was very, very raved about. It was like hard for them to keep it in stock, and so they decided to come out with it in a full bottle. And I have to say, it's a little bit different in the full bottle, not in a bad way, in a good way actually. From the rollerball, I got more of like fresh linen mixed with coconut milk, mixed with that cotton candy smell, which was great, but it was definitely a more soapy, kind of fresh, clean cotton candy scent. But in the sprayer, like when I really spray this and I get in the cloud of it and all of that, I get a lot more of the vanilla coming through, which I really love. I was talking to my friend Kelly about it, and she was like, this smells different than I remember it. Like, I didn't really like it before, but now I really like it. And I think there's just something to it getting in the air like that and being applied in that way, that it lets it have a little bit more of that sweet vanilla come through, so I don't get as much of that laundry scent. It's still in there, don't get me wrong, but I get a lot more of that creamy vanilla, the coconut milk just a little, and that cotton candy scent. Such a good one if you love something really sweet and airy. Again, I think this is a nice gourmand and like sweeter scent for summer. I think it's still not too heavy. It is so good. I also think if you like Kayali's pistachio, yum pistachio, I think you should try this one out. They both have that cotton candy note in it, and I pick up a lot of cotton candy in that yum pistachio, so this is one to try. It just doesn't have the nuttiness and some of the other notes, but I definitely see some overlap of people enjoying both. If they enjoy one, they might enjoy the other. But so happy about this. So definitely check that out. But like I was saying, the scent club happens and I'm signed up for that. So I pay for that monthly and I really love it. I wish, my goodness, I should probably write an email. I should write an email. But I really wish they would switch over to freaking spray atomizers in their like roller balls. Like they wouldn't be roller balls anymore. They would be spray perfumes, because so many other brands have been doing that and it is so nice. It is so convenient. And I also feel like it really gives you a true representation of the fragrance, like I just mentioned. So you can really know if you want to go for that full bottle, because you can feel what it's like to really spray it on yourself, get it in the air, walk into a cloud of it, all of that. I do feel like the application is so different. So anyway, I thought I would talk about a couple of the last months. Ooh, so first here's Tropical Harvest. I'm gonna look up what month this was. So Tropical Harvest was for May of 2023, and this year they're doing like scents inspired by different places. So they're kind of traveling around the world, and different parts of the world are inspiring different scents that they're doing for each month, which I think is a really fun theme for the year. This one is inspired by Bali, and so the notes in here, or like the main notes, are mandarin, pink pineapple, and orange flower. And this one's just a really nice, juicy, fruity, summery type of scent. I definitely pick up on that pink pineapple, which I'm pretty sure I prefer at this point compared to just a regular pineapple. There's something a little bit sweeter and a little less acidic and tangy going on with a pink pineapple, I've noticed. But there's also something a little bit floral going on as well in here that I think is nice. There's a nice amount of sweetness. Again, just kind of juicy, fruity, really nice, a little bit showery. I feel like a lot of the Skylar scents tend to have that. So I think this is a fun one for summer. I don't know if they're gonna make this like a full bottle. They don't do that with everything, but I think it's a fun way to test out scents. And a lot of times the scents that they do come out with full size have been tested in the Scent Club monthly perfumes. The one that just came for June, this is called Island Bloom, and this one is inspired by, I don't know. All right, Island Bloom is inspired by the Caribbean, and the notes on this are cardamom, frangipani, and tuberose. It's definitely that kind of solar floral, like I think there's maybe coconut. There's also a little bit of vanilla, so it's kind of that sunscreeny, tropical floral, white floral thing going on, which I think this is a nice version of that, but I mean, I have smelled that I don't know how many times, so I don't feel like this is particularly, I mean, this one's more floral, definitely. It doesn't have as much richness in the vanilla, so it's definitely on the more lighter floral side, which is kind of nice, a little bit different, I guess, if we're really getting down to brass tacks there. But I feel like the scent profile I've smelled so much, so this isn't particularly my favorite, but I still think it makes sense for the time of year. Like, this totally makes sense. So those are the two most recent Scent Club perfumes from Skylar. Thought I would just mention them in here. Speaking of something beachy, though, I thought I would talk about Vacation perfume. Vacation does a ton of sunscreens, and this perfume smells like their sunscreens, which I've been using all summer so far, and I've really been loving the smell of that sunscreen, and this smells so nostalgic, so good. I know a lot of the times we talk about those like coconut, vanilla, and like white floral scents as sunscreen scents, but this is like the sunscreen that's like the banana boat, or the vacation one. Oh my gosh, there's banana in here. You can definitely smell that. It has a more sweetness to it. This makes me want to be out by the pool, be out by the beach. Like, it smells so good. It smells like the sun. It just smells like a freaking good day and sunglasses. It literally smells exactly like the sunscreen, which I love. So I'm so happy they sent this to me. That was really nice. But I've also just been enjoying the sunscreen, which I purchased, and I'm happy to layer this scent. I have some pool days in mind for this summer, and this is definitely going with me because it is so perfect. And I just have enjoyed the idea of banana in fragrances lately as well, and this is a good one to try if you're kind of craving a little bit of banana. It's definitely in here, but it's not so banana-y that, you know, nothing else comes through, and I really like that. So I feel like this is a little bit different in terms of those sunscreeny scents. This one has a little bit more character. It's a little bit more fun, maybe not as high-end in a way. Like, it's not as high-end as the less sweet versions of this or the less rich versions of this, but I think this one is really fun, and I really love just in general their kind of throwback nostalgic theming and branding of their products. I'm super into it. I think there's like a fun also like latex note or something in here, like rubber or something like that. I think that's really fun too. So yeah, I'm really into this. I think this is a really fun one for summer for sure. Last two new perfumes. I picked up this one from Zara a little bit ago. I feel like this haul in general, or kind of just video, is spanning a couple different months. Some of them are more recent, but some of them are a little bit older, and this one is one of the older ones. And I knew that Fields at Nightfall was a dupe or like very similar to Zadig and Voltaire's This Is Her, which is one of my favorites. Like I really love that perfume and I also find it pretty unique, at least to me. So I really wanted just to know like how similar is it, and you guys, it is so similar. It really is a pretty dang good dupe, you guys. Like the Zadig and Voltaire one, this one retails for like $150 if you buy it new. I feel like you can get your hands on the second hand though. If you're interested in this one, definitely buy it that way. But I think this was like $20 and I felt like that was such a good price, and it's just as like I feel like long lasting, maybe not as rich. Like the notes in Zadig and Voltaire has like chestnut and whipped cream and vanilla, and it just has some creamy sandalwood as well. So I don't know what the exact notes are in this one, but you can tell it's like, you know, Zara does all the dupe perfumes for sure. And I feel like if you want to save a little bit of money, I'm not usually into dupes, but I do feel like this one's so similar, and I don't think you'll necessarily miss the Zadig and Voltaire one if you're trying to save some money, if you don't care about getting that one, but just want something pretty dang similar. I'm telling you, this one is so close. Last new perfume to talk about, this one from Ellis Brooklyn. They came out with a third one of the freaking body sprays. I wish this came out with the other two, but this one's called Sun. The other two are Sea and Sand. I will leave my review for them down below if you didn't check that out. But I feel like since I had those two, I was like, I gotta know. And I really was impressed with those body mists. I mean, look at that spray. Come on. And I do really like this one. This one has a very unisex smell to me. It's very musky and citrusy and lightweight, and just, you know, again, I think all of these are gonna wear so well for high heat, and I really love the lightness that they give. I know some people aren't into them because they are more expensive for a body mist. These are $45, but the bottle is glass. I feel like the fragrances on all of them are there. Like they are a more elevated smell to me anyway than something you could get at Bath & Body Works or in other fragrance mists. Like they have something a little bit more elevated to them personally to me. They're also a clean brand. Like they have a lot going for them in that way as well. Better ingredients and how they source them, like all the stuff. So I have to say I'm really impressed with this one as well. I think this might, it's kind of hard. I'm trying to think because I really love how woody this is and musky and citrusy this is. Like I do quite like this one. It might be tied with Sand, which was my original favorite, but it's hard to say because it just depends on my mood, really. Like it just depends on my mood, what I think is best. But this one definitely ranks high. I really like this one as well. I kind of wonder why it didn't launch at the same time. I wonder if it was just like behind or something like that, but very, very much into the Sun one. But some of you guys mentioned that you found Ellis Brooklyn at like discounter stores, so you're hoping that these limited edition ones end up there. So I'm hoping that for you too if you want to save some money, but we'll see at the end of the day if that happens. But Sun so far, definitely a good one if you like something lightweight, citrus, musky, woody, and more leaning on that unisex and citrus. You will like this, I think. Not a ton of longevity on that. I mean, I feel like I don't get a ton of that from Ellis Brooklyn in general, and then it's in a body mist formulation. But again, I have just been enjoying something easy and lightweight, and I don't mind reapplying personally, but I know that's like a turnoff for a lot of people. Oh shoot, I have two more new perfumes, but these are more small sizes, and I wanted two or three. I think I have three. I have three. I'm a mess. Okay. I wanted to talk about this one for sure. This one's from Memoir Archives and it's called Work From Home. I'm not sure where you can get this. I got this from Ipsy. I always look out for deals on their just drop shops and mega drops, like all these different things that they do. And they've been having a lot more perfumes lately, which I think is so awesome and fun. And this one had some notes of like cappuccino. It had, I think, maybe caramel. It had some vanilla. Let me look it up. Some biscotti. And then on one website, it said that it had tobacco as a note. And then on a different website, it said it had fresh linen. So I was like, okay, some of these notes sound good enough for me to try out. And this reminds me in a lot of ways of like Clean Reserve Skin. Like it's in that realm. There's something about it that has a little bit of something kind of powdery or like fresh or like, I don't know, makeup-y in a way. But then there's these sweeter notes and like kind of foodie notes going on that kind of balance it out. But this one, I thought of it today. It has almost what feels like a little bit of spice going on. I don't know what that is, but it literally smells like Carmex. It smells like Carmex to me. Yeah, so it has like, again, almost like a cosmetic feel to it. I can smell some of that vanilla. I don't really pick up too much on the coffee, but it does have those sweeter notes. It's so interesting. Definitely one I'm glad I like picked up to try, but it also has like something powdery. Like I could almost think of this as like in a diaper bag, which also is how I sometimes can get in the mindset of with Clean Reserve skin. So very interesting, one to check out if you happen to see it and that sounds like something appealing to you. You want a Carmex smelling fragrance, that is what Work From Home smells like. This next one in a travel spray, which I have to say I've really been enjoying these travel sprays. I'm usually a full bottle girly. I want that full bottle, but it's kind of nice just to have a little vial. It's so much easier to travel with, which I really like. I've been traveling a little bit and I realize how nice it is to be able to have some options for perfume. And especially if you don't know if you're actually gonna go through like tons and tons of perfume, it's nice just to have a little bit, save a little bit of money, all of that. Anyway, this is from Maison Louis Marie, and this is number 13, Nouvelle Vague. Ooh. I don't think that's how you say that, but that's what I'm going with. This got me because it has fig in it, you guys. So I definitely wanted to try it out, and it definitely has that kind of same figginess that you can kind of pick up in Philosophos. It also has more florals and something a little bit soapy going on, but I'm starting to pick up more soapiness from Philosophos as well. It's beautiful. It's lightweight. It's musky. I think it'd be great for summer. I know the people who love this are gonna love this, you know what I mean? But I'm realizing as much as I do like this, it's not my favorite. I like a little bit more of a juicy fig or like a creamier fig scent than this. I've seen coconut listed in the notes as well. I think on Fragrantica, they like only list fig, coconut, and amber, but on the Sephora website, there is also, well, on Sephora, it literally says those 3 notes as well. I don't know why. I looked this up the other day and it had something different, so I'm not sure about that, why that's different, but it's nice. I wanted to like it more for it having all those notes, but there's something a little bit more floral and a little bit more fresh and soapy going on, at least to me. There's also something kind of green and there's woodiness as well, and kind of a muskiness, but I don't know, I'm torn. Like part of me really likes it, totally, and then part of me is just like, it's okay, I'm not as in love with it as I used to be, like this type of scent. So I think that's like an interesting kind of turn of events, but I am glad I still have this little vial, but glad I have the little vial and not the big bottle, let me tell you. Last, I wanted to mention a Scentbird pickup that I have. So if you follow me on my beauty channel, I am sponsored by Scentbird over there sometimes, but I'm also signed up for Scentbird still, so I had a lot of Scentbird going on in my life. But this is one that I had got from myself, and this one's from Dime. It's Dans Les Bois. And I was really excited. This is like a woody scent. There's like some saffron, I want to say, in here. It's airy. It's giving Baccarat vibes, and I love it. This one has a light sweetness to it. It's just a good one. So if you're on Scentbird, it's nice. But Dime scents alone are like $48, which is so affordable. And I believe they're cruelty-free too, if that's like one of the things that you're looking for. I know that can sometimes be hard in perfume. So I think this is a good one to check out if you're into a scent like Baccarat. I just wanted to mention it here. And this one was so good that when I got to pick my scents for Scentbird for the month, I picked this again because I was like, I want another vial of it. It's so good. So this was one that on my vacations I would take with me. I really enjoyed having this in my purse just to kind of touch up when I was in between flights and things like that. So really loving Dans Les Bois, and I expect to pick up a bottle at some point, not yet, but at some point I do want a bottle of that one because I think it's really good and really nice. So yeah, Dans Les Bois from Dime, really good. But if you want to know the 2 perfumes that I've been returning to so much lately, these are them. I can't get over my obsession with Mod Vanilla. It is just so freaking good, you guys. I'm down to here. I'm down to here. I have like barely anything left. My cap won't even like stay on anymore on this freaky little egg. Like, I am just so into this scent. This is such an airy, beautiful vanilla, and I'm obsessed with it. It's sugary in all the right ways, but not artificially sweet in any way at all. To me, this is like if cotton candy were flavored like vanilla, it would be this, and I feel like it goes to the perfect amount of sweetness without going overboard. It's just perfect. It's literally my perfect summery all year round vanilla, one that's not too rich and not too dense and not suffocating me and not too thick and heavy where I have to like swim through it to get out of it, you know what I mean? I love those, don't get me wrong, do not get me wrong, but a lot of time those are suited for cooler weather or for really cuddling up, and they can become a little suffocating, a little bit cloying, if you will, and this one is just beautiful. My favorite way to wear this lately has been when I do my shower routine, I will do, well, if I'm being like my bougie self and like giving myself the best shower possible, I will use all my Way products. So I'll use the St. Bart's body wash as well as the body scrub. I get out of the shower, I put on the body cream, okay? And that has like this really nice kind of tropical scent, but it's still lightweight and not too fruity. And then I'll put this on and I get into my sheets and I just smell amazing. That is one of my favorite ways, you guys. Ooh, that's how I know I'm taking care of myself. But I just love this all the time. Definitely a good bedtime scent though. That is one of my favorite ways to wear it. It just makes me so happy. And I love that it's not too strong to make me not be able to go to bed, but it's still definitely a scent. It's not too light either. And I would wear this out as well. It's not just for bed. So the fact that it has so much use for me is perfect. I will for sure be buying a bottle of this very soon because it's hard to even spray out at this point. I don't love the bottle, but I'll buy this till I'm blue in the face. Like, I love it. The other fragrance I've been reaching for a lot is Teh Matcha. I just mentioned this in my last video, but I really do love Teh Matcha 26. If you guys haven't smelled it, definitely get your hands on it. This also has fig in it, has matcha, it has vetiver, so it has like an earthiness to it that I really enjoy. Something kind of powdery. I always describe this as kind of velvet and buzzing and just kind of warm and like a warm staticky hug of a fragrance that's so cozy. I love it so much, you guys. This one's so good to me. I just have like a lot of memories associated with this, or just scent memory, like not even a specific memory, just like this scent evokes good feelings for me. I absolutely love it. And it's one I usually wear around fall time, but I've been wearing it in the summer and I love it then too. I don't think it's too heavy for summer, but I definitely enjoy fig in this more than I do that Maison Louis Marie. So if you've smelled this and you've smelled that, maybe you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. This one just feels like a fuller, rounder fig to me. And it's not just like the woodier parts or the greener parts or the leaf of the fig tree, that type of stuff. It's like a richer fig without being syrupy though. It's not like a syrupy heavy thing, which I love. So definitely into that one. And I'm gonna leave you guys off with a few body care things I've been loving because of the scent. Gotta bring up Fireside Flurries. I had this out of my shower, but lately I've really been playing with bringing in different shower things, like each shower, like every shower is a new experience. So what am I feeling? Let's shop around. And Fireside Flurries is so good. It's toasted marshmallow. Get out of here. Are you kidding me? Pink lavender, cashmere woods, so cozy, so delicious. Like, I put this on in the shower and I'm just like, I could wash my body with this every day of my life and never be sad. Like, it would bring me joy and happiness every time. So I'm obsessed with this. I never want to be without it, seriously. And then for a scrub, no, I'm not going to talk about the Way one, but I'm going to put you on to another expensive bougie scrub, and I'm sorry about it, but I'm also not. Lilicious has some of the best scrubs on the market. They do like a whipped scrub, and I found out about this brand when I was working for a beauty store right when I moved to LA, my first job at a beauty store. I had never heard of the brand before then, and I remember being like, these are so bougie, and I bought myself, I think, the brown sugar one or maybe the coconut one, and man, was it luxurious. But one of the things about it is that they have this kind of, they leave a little bit more of that moisturizing. Some would say oily. In the past, I would have said oily. Now I'm getting more used to it and I don't find it to be too much at all. It's just nice and moisturizing. And so when you get out, you can kind of choose not to moisturize, which is kind of nice. But anyway, they have a new scent for summer called Kiwi Krush. And I got a sample of this. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy me some nice scrubs from Lilicious. So I did. I bought the brown sugar one and I bought the peach one, which I think was like limited edition either last summer or the summer before. And I think they like bring it back. It might even be part of the permanent line. And in that, they gave me a little body cream sample of the Kiwi Krush scent. And I was obsessed with that scent the moment I smelled it. Ooh, this is tangy, juicy, fruity. And I am usually not super into those types of scents. Like, yeah, I can get on with them. Like, they're good, they're okay. But I'm like into this, into this juicy scent. I don't know if I would ever have known it was kiwi necessarily, but I don't know what other fruit to tell you it smells like. Maybe if like a peach and a pineapple had a baby, like it kind of smells like that, like just to give you some idea, but it's so juicy, but it still has something almost kind of woody or something grounding to it. It's not overly sweet, so it doesn't have a syrupiness. It doesn't have a cheap smell to it. I think that's what I like about it. It's the juicy, fruity, full on, you know, fruity summery scent without having this kind of syrupy or like, I don't know, giving me like cheap alcohol vibes. You know what I'm, do you know what I'm talking about? It doesn't have that going on. It is just so good. So if you're looking for a luxurious but still very fruity, juicy smell of a scrub, I'm telling you, this is it. It is so nice the way this scrub is, you guys. Luxurious, so good, but it does leave that bit of film or like moisturizing feel. So if you don't like that, just beware. Like, I don't think you're gonna like these, or you can use this first and then wash with your body scrub after to kind of get some of that off. But I've been getting into that because I like having my skin moisturized, and it's kind of nice that it happens in the shower, so you don't have to do it afterward if you don't want to. But I want to pair this with the freaking body lotion. So good. Oh my gosh, like seriously. Like, do I want 2 for summer? So good. But I'm gonna leave it here. Those are the new things in my collection, the things I'm obsessed with. Some of them I'm not as obsessed with, but I thought it'd be fun to talk about what's new in more of a full size, not just like a little vial sample that I've been testing. I mean, there are so many favorites though across a lot of different scents, so I'm definitely into a lot of different stuff right now. But I'd love to know what you've been loving. If you've tried any of this stuff, let me know your thoughts down below. If you'd like to see what I've been sampling, like things like if it's full bottle worthy or something, let me know, because I've been sampling a ton of stuff for sure. But I'm gonna leave it here. I've been talking for a long time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.